Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing my footy predictions for round 2. Now obviously guys, the footy season has just begun, but obviously I forgot to do my footy predictions on Wednesday. So I'm going to be covering my round 2 footy predictions and my round 3 footy predictions just to get it over and done with. Now obviously I'm hoping everyone will be very liking this video because obviously I go for Hawthorn. Please don't be mad about that, but honestly I'm hoping that we have a good season this year. So let's get started on our first thing. It's Road Dog. That was my intro. It kind of sucks. So let's get into the first match. Western Bulldogs versus Carlton. This was a pretty nice start to the season. Obviously, if you see in round 1, the Bulldogs put up a pretty good fight against Melbourne, but they didn't quite have the edge. And Melbourne absolutely put on a show against Richmond. We're doing some tips at school, and I didn't tell you to show. Also, my tips at school were Melbourne Demons, Richmond, St Kilda, Geelong, Sydney, Brisbane, Hawthorn, Crows, Eagles. They were my predictions, so hopefully I get them right. I've only got 1 out of 3, but that's okay. But again, I don't think anyone predicted Carlton to beat Richmond. This was an absolute game, to be honest. Quite high scoring, actually. Everyone thought wasn't going to be a high scoring match, but it absolutely was high scoring because, well, it was high scoring. I don't know. They're always high scoring matches, but you would have thought Richmond would have come out the gate and scored a little bit more than 76, but you would have thought Carlton would never score 100. But, this is going to be a good match next week. I think next match will be the Doggies. They'll bounce back from Melbourne. I think Carlton versus Richmond, they've got a bit of luck on their side. They like the G, and they're very good. The G. Carlton's not the best at Carlton's pretty good, not the best at Marvel. Lost to North Melbourne and Gold Coast there. They're quite good at the G, but I think the Doggies at Marvel Stadium will absolutely win this game. Let's cover that up. So I think the Doggies will win by about 20 points. Sydney v Geelong. Now, this is going to be a game where this is going to be amazing. Last year, remember, we saw Sydney v Geelong in one of the most, I don't know, said non-15 or not touched, and Sydney won that game. So, I tipped Geelong this week against Essendon, but, yeah, that could go either way. That's today, by the way. It's today. Yeah, but I really think Sydney just have a really nice roster. And it's at the SCG as well, which Sydney's first game in the SCG. Obviously, they're playing back at, I don't know what stadium it is, but I think it's a soccer stadium or a rugby stadium, whatever it's called. Whatever it is. They're playing, they haven't played there since 2016. So, yeah, I'm going to give the edge to Sydney in this game. So, again, on Saturday, we've got lots of pretty nice games this game. But let's get into this first. Now, Collingwood v the Crows. This game, I would have tipped the Crows before Collingwood won last night. I loved the way Collingwood played last night. That was so explosive. Their midfield, everything that the Magpies needed was like that. I'm sure that people will be loving this and absolutely killing it. Yeah, because I reckon the Collingwood Magpies will easily win this season. Yeah, they'll probably win, and yeah, I reckon the Magpies will win by a good 17 points. The Magpies will be actually pretty good this year, but I don't think they'll make finals. Next game, Brisbane v Essendon. Another game that could be any side. I'm actually going to tip Essendon here because I think Brisbane, they don't play the best here in Melbourne. They play okay, but they don't. Essendon at Marvel Stadium is very hard to pass up by. I haven't. No, I don't remember last time I've seen Brisbane play at Marvel, but it'll have to do. I'm gonna tip Essendon there. The next game. Now this game could actually go either side. Obviously, Port Adelaide going to make deep finals this year. Yeah, it's at Adelaide Oval against my Hawks. Now, I'm actually going to this game. But I don't know. This is a really... I don't know. Like, we play really good at Adelaide Oval. The same as Port Adelaide. I don't know. I'm going to tip Port Adelaide by 6 points. I've got to tip this game how much I reckon Essendon win by 20 points. 6 points a goal. It will be very close. It will be a very clean match. And, yeah. I reckon. Next match. Very easy to say. Absolute Melbourne. They're going to smack Gold Coast this year. I'm actually going to say Gold Coast don't even score over 40 points. That maybe even 30. I'm going to say Melbourne win by 78 points. They're going to absolutely be dynamic, dominant all game, and they'll just win. North Melbourne v Eagles. This is a very tough match to predict on because of the teams and stuff. I actually am going to tip North Melbourne here. I think we're going to have a pretty good game against North Melbourne tomorrow, but it will be a very strong game. It will be a very strong game, so I'm going to tip North Melbourne here in an absolute upset. Richmond Giants. Now, I'm going to tip the Giants here. I don't like Richmond at the moment. I think they've died off a bit. I think they have. I think it's Prestia all year. I don't think they had Prestia all year or something like that. But, I like the Giants. I know the Giants don't have Toby Green, but last year without lots of good players, they won some absolute cracking games. That's what they're going to do in this game. I reckon they're going to beat them. Next game, Dockers v St Kilda. I've always gone St Kilda, but you just let down on St Kilda, don't you? And it's a hard team to play St Kilda because they're always up and down and they never, have a good start. I don't know. I think the Dockers will have a pretty nice season this year, so I'm actually going to go to Dockers here because, last night you would have thought the Saints won, and it was a good game. But Hayes was the star for the Saints, I reckon. Hayes played amazing, 3 goals, got up for those marks, did well in the forward and the back. So yeah, I'm gonna say St Kilda win. So now we're going on to round 3. And we've got another match at the very start. This game will go on to be one of the most cracking. Thursday, March 31st. Western Bulldogs v Sydney Swans. Again, I'm going to say Bulldogs. Get the job done here. The Swans, they've got such a nice team, but it's at Marvel Stadium. I love the Bulldogs play. It's just good. I think the Swans will have a good season. They'll both go 2-1 on the start of the season. They'll both have a nice start. But I think Bulldogs will get the edge. Another very, very good game. Friday night football. This will be a very intriguing game to watch. I'm going to tip Melbourne here because, they're Melbourne and they've got the best lineup in the league. Young lineup as well. They've got Petrarca, Oliver. I don't know who's going to win. I think Petrarca and Oliver will get very high Brownlow votes as well as they did this year. So I'm going to say that the D's win. The first showdown game at 7:50 p.m. my time. First showdown game. These 2 Friday matches. Wow, these are 2 Friday matches. Oh, God. First showdown match. Pretty easy to say. Port Adelaide. I got a snack. I reckon the Crows. The Crows. I just don't like their roster. I don't like it. They don't have Tex. They're probably best player in their team. He's out until round. I think he comes back around 5 or 4. One of the two. But I think you need Tex. Like last year, without Tex Walker, you played a pretty good game. But Port weren't at their best in that game. But I reckon Paul beat them this week. Definitely win, but yeah. Giants v the Suns. Last year we saw a tie. This year, the Giants will win. I reckon the Giants are going to absolutely evaporate them. This game, 40 points. The maximum. But Giants are going to score like 113. Again, do they have... Wait, actually, still... When do they get Toby Green back? I think they get Toby Green back in like around 7. So, I'm going to say Giants still because, well, it's Giants. Next game, Geelong v Collingwood. This is going to be Geelong's win here. I like Geelong, man. They're a good team, but like I don't like them. Like I'm a Hawthorn fan. I don't like Geelong, but like in the team, I like who they have. Like Hawkins, you got Selwood, got a very nice midfield. Your backline's pretty good. Your backline's good. Your forward's good. They've got every position you really need. They got Isaac Smith, really fast midfielder. I'm gonna go Geelong here. Brisbane, North Melbourne. This is at the Gabba. This is at the Gabba, absolute Gabba. So this game is going to be Lions. Absolutely Lions win. They're going to smack North Melbourne out of the park. Yeah, the Lions, I reckon will win most of their home games this year because it's at the G. And when it's at the G, it's at the G. So you have to win all those games. But obviously you can't at the same time. But like, yeah, I reckon they'll go. Pretty nice start to the season. Next game, Carlton v Hawthorn. This will be a good game. It's at the MCG. We play very well at the MCG. Like, tied against Melbourne last year. We tied against Richmond last year. A game we should have won. Won against lots of good teams last year. I think we'll win against Carlton. I have a very high hope that we will do not bad this year. Have a not terrible roster. I think Ward, the new rookie, is looking very good this season. Got lots of disposals in the first, in the Amy Communities. Obviously, we got smacked by Richmond, which isn't a good sign. But yeah, it will be a very good game, I reckon. Very close. We probably will win. I reckon we'll win maybe by 12 points. Yeah. So next game, one of the most good games we're gonna see Richmond v St Kilda. I don't know who will win. Last season, like St Kilda and Richmond, it's always a thrashing from one of the teams. Like Richmond smashes St Kilda, or St Kilda can smack Richmond. It's gonna be good, but Richmond smacked St Kilda when Dusty was in the team, and that's what I'm gonna think. And I'm actually gonna think. I put St Kilda very high this year. In all my years, I put St Kilda very high. Obviously, I think they're gonna make a top 14, but I thought they were gonna make a top 14 until last night. I don't think they could. They might not make, because last night they just didn't. They were good. They were really good, but like they just made those costly mistakes, and that's just what St Kilda cannot do. Very unlucky to make finals. Didn't make finals last night, so I'm gonna tip Richmond in this game to be a little bit very good in this game. Next game, Eagles Dockers. Now, it's Eagles Dockers. Like when you pass up on these two teams, it's very hard to. But I'm gonna say the Dockers will get the job done. They've got a very nice roster. Mundy played amazing last season. Absolute amazing. And the Eagles, I think, ever since 2020, they haven't been the same. Haven't been the same since 2020. They don't have Darling this year because he hasn't got the vaccine. He's an anti-vaxxer, so he can't play the games. So that's gonna bring a big setback to the Eagles roster. So yeah, I don't think the Eagles will win. So I'm gonna say the Dockers, and that is my round 2-3 predictions, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate everyone's support and everyone's help. Please subscribe and like the video. I'm Rodog17, and this is the end of the video. Peace.